what I can tell you is that the evacuations, if you need a 1 atmosphere pressurized air ambulance, like a Learjet kind of thing, you can be talking 50, 100,000, to get you from a remote Pacific location to us could cost a lot of money. I did see some data just recently about other chambers in other parts of the world, where a typical US Navy treatment table 6 was being charged out at something like 5 to 6,000 US dollars. We wouldn't charge anything like that, but that's just for the chamber treatment. If you're paralyzed and you end up in a hospital needing an MRI scan or a CT scan and intensive care, or I mean, the chamber treatments are the least of your worries. The rest of the cost will just balloon out. So, um, yeah, and that's the thing that would really worry you, is getting very sick in a remote place and having to be evacuated and then hospital care. It could be very, very expensive. The chamber treatments themselves, maybe not so much, but the whole package, very expensive.
Yeah, I've heard nightmares of that. In fact, when I went did a Blackbeards trip in April, and when I was in the Bahamas, and the lady who's organizing the trip, friend of mine, she warned everybody in the group. She says, "Stay within your limits, don't mess up," because apparently there was a lady on the trip before that she had been on, and she had been going way over her table limits and her certification level, and she got bent. They had to fly her out to Miami, and apparently it was like $100,000 or
Yeah.
something like that by the time they were done, which is just insane.
Mm. Yeah, well,
So
and in the United States, of course, the costs of medical treatment are very high, beyond our comprehension here. So, oh no, look, we're just circling back to the same point. If you're
yep.
going to dive, get down insurance. Pretty simple.
So, um, what do you also? I mean, I've noticed a lot. I've been using Nitrox since pretty well exclusively since I've started diving again. Um, do you think that Nitrox should be used by everybody?
Well, I think it would be good if it was used by everybody. I think there's a extra layer of training that's required to safely use higher oxygen fractions in the water. So with the caveat that you need the appropriate training, which isn't hard. Like lots of people do it now. Nitrox is incredibly common. You go on some dive trips or to various dive resorts, and everybody's diving nitrox. So yes, philosophically, I think it's a good idea. Even better if people use it to derive an increased level of safety rather than an increased period of time at depth. As as you well know, and I'm sure all of your listeners know, that you can use nitrox in two ways. You can use nitrox and tell your computer you're diving air, so you get increased safety. I think that's a good thing. Or you can use the nitrox to give yourself more time, or a blend of the two.